Tonight we'll sing a familiar melody, I think, but to different words. Normally with this melody you would hear, "Hey, all people live in peace." But this time we're going to go a little Latin. And it's in Old Irish. This melody is actually an Old Irish melody. Very old. And the original words are half in Latin, half in Irish. We'll just do the Latin bit tonight. So the words in Latin would be, Deus meus adiuva me. And what we're praying is, my God, help me. It's a very old prayer. And so I'll say it slowly, and then if you would say after me. Deus meus, Deus meus, adiuva me, adiuva me. Deus meus, Deus meus, adiuva me, adiuva me. And we're basically singing, my God, help me. Deus meus, adiuva me. And then a little more, Jesu Christe, long vowel E, Christe, Jesu Christe, together, Jesu Christe. And that, of course, means Jesus Christ. And then adiuva me, so we're asking for additional help. And then because it's old and Irish, it's Trinitarian. So we invoke the Trinity. And the last part is Spiritu Sancte. Would you say that with me? Spiritu Sancte. Sacred Spirit, Holy Spirit. Adiuva me. And that's all it's going to do. So we'll do the 3 in 1. I'll sing the line, just sing it back. Deus meus, adiuva me, adiuva me, adiuva me. 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 Jesu Christe, adiuva me, adiuva Spiritus Sancte, adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame.
Spiritus Sancte, adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame.
And in this next section, we sing adiuvame, help me, adoro te, I adore you. Adiuvame, adoro te. 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 Deus meus, adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame. Deus meus, adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame. Deus meus, adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame. Iesu Christe, 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 adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame. Spiritus Sancte, adiuvame, adiuvame, adiuvame. Spiritus Sancte, adiuvame, adiuvame, Contrary? Really?
Yes.
Woohoo! I didn't even remember that part. What does that mean?
Mary, quite contrary.
Oh, Mary is quite contrary.
How
Yeah.
does your garden
Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow?
Yeah.
Miss Rist?
Silver bells and cockles.
With silver bells and cockle shells
And pretty maids all on the road.
and pretty maids all in a row. Oh, okay. How come you guys know this?
We're educated.
You're educated. Okay, fair enough. Good point.
I've read that all those nursery rhymes were mocking the royalty, and they couldn't outright say things,
Right.
so they made up nursery rhymes. And
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
Ah.
Yeah. So, thinking about gardens today, and we talked a little bit about it in the morning session, so I thought we'd just open it up for the evening. Gardens play a huge role in literature of all kinds. In the biblical tradition, everything started in a garden. We call it the Garden of Eden. Interesting place. A lot of conversations happened there. And then later on, into the gospel stories, gardens play an important place. Jesus spent a whole night in a garden praying that if it's possible, let this, as he called it, cup of suffering pass from me. He was in a garden. He prayed a garden of Gethsemane. And even the resurrection happens in a garden. So in many traditions, gardens play important roles. So I thought tonight we would just play with that image a little bit. And the question becomes, how do we tend our garden? Gardens need tending. How do we tend our garden? Take that however you wish. What would you say?
When I had a nice garden, I talked to my plants. And if they weren't happy where they were, we discussed where they got moved. And keeping them clear of weeds was probably the biggest, the most important thing.
Yeah, going off of what Ms. Barb just said, he's saying there you have to get to the root of the problem, and weeds and grass is a problem in the garden. You have to get to that root. If you don't get the root, you don't get the problem out. So tending our gardens would be finding what that root cause is, whatever's hindering us or deflecting us from what we need to be at. We have to find that root cause and we have to get rid of it.
Michael, you spent some time in a community that was actually called the Garden, right? In Tennessee. Yeah. So get to the root of the problem is a good way to tend the garden. Anybody else?
My grandmother Genevieve, she talked a lot to her outdoor plants, her indoor plants, and she had like a very thriving garden. And I have a plant that I put out on my little, I have like a little balcony terrace outside my residence, and I was thinking about it today. I was like, I think I need to pull it in. I think it's kind of lonely because it's not doing as well out there. And I also name my plants. I had a cousin who lived in California, and he named all his plants a lot after relatives and friends he didn't see. So I thought that was kind of clever. So I started to name my plants. And, it's kind of fun.
Comes to me is when we make a garden, you gotta deal with what is, the terrain, what's there. It's very selective in what you do with it, what you plant there. And that, that's a big part of gardening, is deciding what you're gonna have growing in the
To be
garden.
intentional about what you
Yeah,
want to see grow,
yeah.
and then nurture that each day. Yeah. Any other thoughts? How do we tend the garden?
Ideally, working with the land in intelligent ways, positioning and miniaturing the garden in a way that honors the natural world and the land it's on.
Mhm. And if we transfer that to, as a metaphor, we can say, regarding human nature, to honor human nature, right? And respect our nature, and see what can grow.
Cooperate with it and work with it rather than against it.
Right, exactly. Any other thoughts? So I'd like to take the question just a little deeper. The question now becomes, if the garden is your heart, okay, your heart of hearts, that inner life, that sacred center, core, however you want to describe it, how do you tend your garden, your heart? How do you care for that sacred core, that garden within, your inner life? What do you do? Very individual.
I asked the master gardener to handle it.
Ah, right. Consultation, yeah, good point. Yep.
I think the most important aspect is spending a lot of time with your garden and listening what's going on there.
I'd say that my mindfulness view of things, it's deciding what to give attention to. Attention is like watering the plants, to be selective of what I want to grow and what I want to be transformed or weeded out.
I think the most important really is you have to want to take care of it.
Yeah.
And that love has to be there, that desire to solve the issue, the problems that they're facing. That way that plant in your gardens can actually bloom. And it takes a lot of love, a lot of time and nurturing.
So loving, nurturing ourselves, our interior life, our physical life, all aspects of us as individuals.
I know for me, like, seeking safety, under like ordinary circumstances, I would not have come out here today because I didn't sleep very well last night. And then, I saw that bit on TV, barely saw it, and I was like, I need to take a ride. Like I knew, like I could come here and, just have the safety of, a spiritual community. And I think it's like personal journeying with God, but I think also it's times like having people who you trust spiritually. Like Joanne started for me as a mentor, and then she became a friend. And so I feel like too, when something's really, I've tried to discern things myself, I have probably about 3 people that I know who know me well enough and are spiritual and will tell me the truth if I need to, maybe some things that I might not really wanna hear, so, and I'm really grateful for this, community.
Any other thoughts? What if you don't feel like tending the garden? What if I'll tell you something more personal I've never shared with you all before, but when I was a kid, I had a terrible time as a kid. I mean, terrible time. I basically hated myself. That's a terrible thing for a kid to experience. And I would do things. I would hurt myself. And I would smash my face against the mirror because I thought I was the ugliest kid ever. And I would literally smash my face against the mirror. I hated myself. How is it possible to nurture the garden, to care and tend for the garden, when you're contending with those kinds of forces within? There's no easy answer. I'm not really asking you for any response to that, so don't, please. But I think it's important to be aware that there are moments when the beautiful things we're saying are not possible. They're just not. And there's no answers. There's nothing you can say. But in those moments, I think the most we can hope for is, I don't even know how to express it, but just, if we're speaking in the garden again, if it's possible to plant a seed, just a little seed, and call it what you will, but a seed that says, I'll get through this. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'll get through this. And even that may not be possible. But if it is, just the tiniest seed. Thich Nhat Hanh spoke a lot about seeds in his practice, the great Zen Buddhist monk. And I would sit and listen to him in his home in Plum Village. And I was amazed at how simple and beautiful and loving and compassionate and wise and gentle. And he was hard to hear too. He spoke in this very soft voice, so I would have to. I think he did that intentionally, just so he could get our attention. But listening to him, who had been through hell, literally, hell, exiled from his home, had to flee, many of his family and friends were murdered, and he became this very gentle, kind monk who had to deal with, as he said repeatedly, terrible anger within himself over what he had experienced. And there's no easy answers, and there's no cliches, and there's nothing you can say that makes it better. But he would suggest, if possible, just to plant a little seed of something that says, I'll get through it. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'll get through it. So, consider the garden. We have a continual reminder of a beautiful garden here, thanks to everyone who's been working in the garden. But consider it a beautiful metaphor as well for tending our heart, individually, collectively, planting seeds, being patient, nurturing. We'll close with this song. by day, stone by stone, build your secrets slowly. Day by day, stone by stone, build your secrets slowly. If you want your dream to be, take your time, go slowly. If you want your dream to be, take your time, go slowly. Day by day, stone by stone, build your secrets slowly. Day by day, stone by stone, build your secrets slowly. If you want your dream to be, take your time, go slowly. If you want your dream to be, take your time, go slowly. Day by day, stone by stone, build your secrets slowly. Day by day, stone by stone, build your secrets slowly. If you want to live life free, take your time, go slowly. If you want to live life free, take your time, go slowly. The end of this day, an image, a metaphor, some dirt, seeds, and beautiful things that grow. May we live our life as a garden, enjoying every moment each day. We take our time. May it be so.